All right, man. We're back. We're back. Peace and love. All praise to the Most High. All praise to the Most High. Just, I gotta get this message to you guys, man. Here's another one, man. You know, it's kind of funny as, as time goes on and on and on, and some of the sufferings or some of the heart transformations that has been going on in my life, and I'm pretty sure many of you guys that are going into your renewing of your mind daily, or the transformation of your heart daily. Some people, unfortunately, having to separate from certain church groups, and usually that separation brings a type of reset. It's interesting as you study and meditate on the word more and more, you realize that these separations must occur. These things must happen. It's that, like, in sin, like when there's a lot of sin and corruption and transgression, and it's a repeating theme of the Bible, it's a repeating theme of the scriptures. When there's some type of corruption going on, or let's just say corruption to the point where God's like, yeah, we ain't doing this no more, right? There goes the reset. And what's funny, and this is what I want to hit on. This is what I really want to hit on today. One thing about God, He don't discriminate, man. He don't discriminate. And by discrimination, I mean like His chosen people. But and I know it's funny because the other nations are wicked, but they're all created by Him. You know what I mean. And of course, a lot of these Hebrew Israelite groups come and put in so much confusion into the scriptures. It's miraculously annoying. But either way, we endured this all to the end. But you know what? Like, I want to take the King David Goliath situation for an example, because for some reason, there's another lesson in that scenario there, that face off there. There's another lesson in that, right? And one thing I want to point to, because we're all talking about Israel, and yes, Israel is the chosen people. And you notice how God is always more harsher with His punishments with His chosen people. David, like think about this, right? And this is kind of off topic a little bit, but nothing really off topic. Pharaoh enslaved the Israelites. Nebuchadnezzar wanted to make himself a god, made himself an idol, the statue. These two, you can understand why their punishments came. It makes total sense. Thinking they're above people. You can go into so many transgressions, sinful behaviors, iniquities, wickedness. However you want to categorize it. David, but did, and this is one of the things, right? I know he committed adultery, but I want to focus on something else, right? But just think about this. David just done committed one thing, right? The man just done commit just one thing. The man numbered the people. He just numbered the people. And do you see the three options he was given? These are some severe. He just counted people. And you see how God is a whole lot more harsher with His chosen people than with the other nations, right? And that's even also in the New Testament. You see how it aligns? It's even with the New Testament, right? Judgment starts in the house of God. You see what I'm saying? The whole thing lines up perfectly. It aligns perfectly, the old and the new. So let's go to the Goliath and David situation, man. The chosen people of Israel. Because it's so funny. Deuteronomy 7:6. You're a chosen people, you're a holy people, you're a special people. I'm sorry, I'm butchering the verse. You're above all people, right? That's the kind of summary of it. You're above all people. And Hebrew Israelites love to run to that one, right? But you know what? There is the truth. I mean, when you got the Most High on your side, and how He went into Egypt and eviscerated the whole thing, He's sending two. And that's what He does, man. And that's how He shows you, man. He's sending Moses and Aaron to just eviscerate Egypt. You know what I mean? Like so that's the thing. Like, his thing is like, look, I can take whoever, whatever, anytime I want, anywhere, anytime, any place, and you can't do nothing about it. Point blank, period. You understand what I'm saying? Which is why, a lot of people say, let God fight your battles. If you don't grow up in a Christian church, that's what they usually say. So back to my point here. Notice in this battle, in this face-off, the Israelite, the warriors, right? The army of Israel and the army of the Philistines. Not one Israelite officer or Israelite soldier or the Israelite who was in the army uniform went to fight Goliath. You see that? You see, and there's a lesson there that God took one man from the Philistines, to put fear into a whole army. Just think about that. That's how you, and of course, because Saul had disobeyed God, and the Spirit of the Lord left him, right? But do you see, right? Like do they skip over that? Like what is that? Like there's a lesson there. Like that's like he can take one man from any nation and put the fear in the chosen people. Just think about that. Yeah, just think about that. Yeah, just think about that, right? And then, here comes a shepherd boy. He takes a shepherd boy, right, to destroy that guy. Meaning that he can take any little thing, anything that you deem weak, and make it mighty. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, you hear some of these ridiculous claims. You're not a pastor like me, you ain't like me, and all this nonsense. You didn't shepherd a flock, you didn't do this, la 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 la. Did Elijah shepherd a flock? Did Noah shepherd a flock? Did Jonah shepherd a flock? Nah, don't get it twisted. I understand that God uses shepherds, pastors to feed the people. Totally get it. Moses was a shepherd, one of the first shepherds. Well, I can't even say that. Like Abraham, and I believe Abel was the first shepherd to be quite truthful in the matter. But let's just say Moses was one of the earlier shepherds to shepherd the flock of Israel. Okay? Or you can even say the first shepherd of Israel. You can even say it like that. So, but I mean, what flock did Jeremiah shepherd? What flock did Isaiah shepherd? Now, there were prophets speaking to Israel. You know what I'm saying? Just tell them to turn back, return back, turn away from your sins. Right? But it's just it's just so mind-boggling to see the pretty much bewitching of so many saints. Yeah, the bewitching of so many saints. And I think it's a test. It's a great test to see which side you on. Are you on God's side, or are you on the side that, are you on the side of God's chosen vessel? Or let's just say the person that God chose. And that could be so confusing, because isn't the person that God chose also being with God? Yes, but also no, right? I mean, when Israel was split up against Moses and Nathan, Korman, and Abiram, right? If you chose Moses, yeah, you were on God's side. If you were on the other side, you weren't on God's side, and you got swallowed up by the earth. So, right, it all depends who is in line with God. So whoever is in line with God, right? Because you can turn away. Your heart could be turned away. You could be in wickedness. You could be in sin. Whoever is in line with God is the one who is going to be with God's going to be with. Right? But it is a test. It is a test to see who are you siding with, man. You gonna be with God, or you can be with man, pretty much, right? Or let's just say the man speaking God's truth, or the man that you idolize or you like, right? It's it's very funny, man. It's crazy, but I'm glad. Like I'm happy. I'm joyful to be in this. I'm joyful to see it, and it's been a great learning experience for me, and I'm thankful. I am so thankful. I'm so thankful. I got so much more to come. And man, I just pray y'all just keep getting closer, man. Keep getting closer to the Most High, and just stick to the truth. Because either way, truth is always more powerful than power. Truth is always above power. So, Bless y'all. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.